Madam Speaker, on February 7, 2014, President Obama signed into law the Agricultural Act of 2014, the five-year Farm Bill reauthorization that passed Congress with bipartisan support and reduces the annual budget deficits by $16.6 billion over 10 years. Industry professionals across my home state of Pennsylvania and nationally, including farmers, foresters, conservationists, researchers, and policy advocates, have praised the law as a historic improvement to federal agriculture policy that will improve land management, support key areas of economic activity, and bolster important investments in education and applied research. Susan Benedict, an American Tree Farm System certified forest owner from State College, Pennsylvania, stated, and I quote, "As a Pennsylvania tree farmer, I can happily say this farm bill was well worth the wait. With the promotion of new market opportunities in the bio-based markets program and green building markets, improved access to critical conservation programs, and increased regulatory certainty when protecting water quality of my forests, roads, this farm bill is truly the best farm bill yet for forests." I applaud the conference committee members for championing strong forestry provisions such as the bio-based markets program changes for America's 22 million family forest owners. End of quote. Kenneth C. Kane, president of the Generations Forestry in Kane, Pennsylvania, stated, and I quote, "Looking in, Congress displayed a level of bipartisanship on the Farm Bill that has been lacking, which is far better than the gridlock that we've encountered. This is a wonderful bill and a good final product from numerous standpoints. From the standpoint of Forest Service, this bill gives Secretary Vilsack and Forest Chief Tidwell more tools to actively manage forests, which is critically important. Now that these tools are available, the Forest Service must use them. This bill also offers our foresters and private industry more tools to actively manage, so this is also very important." End of quote. Barbara Christ, the interim dean of agricultural sciences at Penn State University in State College, Pennsylvania, stated, and I quote, "Agricultural policy impacts every American by advancing food security for our nation and beyond, including providing for critical research and education programs. We are thrilled that a new five-year farm bill is now a reality. As a specialty crop state of particular interest to Pennsylvania's inclusion of the Specialty Crop Research Initiative. These programs help keep our Pennsylvania farmers competitive in an increasingly complex environment and help tackle the ongoing challenge of feeding a growing population." End of quote. Robert Maiden, executive director of Pennsylvania's Association of Conservation Districts, stated, and I quote, "The new federal farm bill has many strong conservation programs that are lifelines for Pennsylvania farmers. We needed Congress to understand these points and to ensure that the importance of conservation efforts wasn't lost in the final farm bill language. The final bill addressed our fiscal challenges by understanding the necessity of reductions to federal spending, while identifying the need to improve conservation program efficiencies and improvements in program delivery. The final bill will allow for cleaner water for Pennsylvania waterways, resulting in healthier communities and stronger economies." End of quote. The President and CEO of the Nature Conservancy stated, and I quote, "Despite the polarized political climate and challenging budget times, this farm bill would be one of the strongest for conservation and forestry. The Farm Bill's conservation provisions are practical, cost-effective, and provide solid ways for the government to collaborate with individual landowners." The President and CEO of the American Forest Foundation stated, and I quote, "The long-awaited Farm Bill provides resources critical to implementing conservation practices on the ground and making good forest stewardship affordable. The improvements in the new Farm Bill include stronger market opportunities for forests, specifically with improvements to the bio-based markets program and a strengthened commitment to expanding prospects for wood in green building markets, the fastest-growing market for wood products. It also includes strong support for programs to combat forest-invasive pests and pathogens and provisions to increase forest owners' regulatory certainty when protecting water quality." End of quote. Mr. Speaker, it isn't every day that Madam Speaker, it isn't every day that a broad cross-section of policy advocates and industry professionals find themselves on the same side of a given policy issue. Then again, it isn't every day that both parties actually work together for the good of the country and produce good public policy that improves the nation's economic health while at the same time reforms government and reduces spending. Madam Speaker, I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman